Hey guys, this is Corey back here with another Halo 3 action figure review. And today I am reviewing the Series 2 Arbiter action figure. And he is really cool. He's one of my favorites in my collection. I think he's a really cool figure. They did a really amazing job on the Arbiter. And he is actually the first Elite McFarlane has ever made or created for the Halo 3 action figure line. So I think for the first Elite they did a pretty awesome job. You know, the Arbiter is a really cool character in the game, and they really brought him to life as far as the action figure goes. I think they did a pretty awesome job. Starting out with what he comes with an energy sword, which the detail on this energy sword is incredible. You can see the dark purple / blue at the tip of the energy sword, where like the energy would be at the highest point, all the way down to where it turns light pink to where it'd be at the lowest point. And the tips bend inwards, unlike the Shipmaster's energy sword. And it is a very cool weapon. Pretty rare too. Not a lot of figures don't come with an energy sword, and this one is painted pretty nicely. The handle, all the silver bits and stuff added in. It's really cool. Taking it out of his hand though is a pain, and putting it in there because his hands are clenched together, or his fingers are clenched into the palms of his hands. So you have to heat up his hands with like a blow dryer or warm water to make the plastic around his fingers soft enough for you to open his hand up and put the energy sword in. And there's also a peg on the energy sword and to go into his hand. So you can he'll hold it very nicely, and it won't be shaky in his hands because the peg holds it together. So it's pretty cool. This is the only thing he comes with, is the energy sword, by the way. Of course, the Arbiter is wearing his Arbiter armor, and it's the Halo 3 style armor. It's more goldish, like more of a gold color than it is the Halo 2 armor, which is like silver. It was more like silver and ancient looking. This is like more of a gold look to it, which I think they both look cool. I know some people don't like the gold armor on him, but I think it's pretty cool. Makes him look really elite and important, and it also makes him stand out in your collection. And the detail they put on the armor too, all these little rivets and sculpt on the armor is pretty cool, as well as his neck armor and his helmet. And none of the armor is removable though, just so you guys know. You can't take off his helmet and put it on another Elite or something, even though that would be cool, but yeah, you can't do it. And the articulation on him is also very nice. Shoulders move, and then they move up and down, and then his elbows move, and his wrists, the ball joints. His neck moves. You can't really look up too well, but it's not a big deal. You can look around nicely though, just because his armor is kind of blocking the movement. His hips move, or not his hips, but his legs at the hips move, and they can bend outward and stuff. And then his knees bend up and down. Can't really get too much motion out of it, but it'll do for like stop motion making and different poses. And then his feet swivel, and they also move up and down. So pretty cool. Arbiter is a really cool character, and they did an awesome job. His face looks really cool. His eyes, you can see they did a cool job on his eyes and his teeth and his mouth. Really good paint job in there. And yeah, I think this figure is pretty awesome. I would recommend him for a collector, someone who really appreciates the Halo line, and yeah, he's also on scale with all the other McFarlane Halo 3 figures too, and like this would be a Spartan, and well, the Arbiter's kind of crouched over right now. You can't really get him to stand straight up, but he would be taller than a Spartan, so that's like a Spartan compared to him. And then you got you know, the Arbiter's best friend right here, Todorus, which the brutes are a lot taller than the elites, a lot more massive. So it's a scale. And you can also fit a lot of other different weapons in the Arbiter's hand too. I've been able to fit plasma rifles. I've been able to fit a carbine into his hands too, and it looks really cool when you put him into his hands. And you gotta take your time though, because it's kind of annoying to open up his hands and then put weapons in when you have to constantly heat up the plastic to do it. So I just leave the energy sword in. It's really the main weapon he uses. So yeah. Oh, and I also forgot to mention, he has a peg hole on his back, so you can store, you know, if you want to put the carbine on his back. And he also has a peg hole on his side, which no other elites have peg holes on their side. If you want to put a grenade or a plasma rifle or a plasma pistol on his side too, so you can load up your Arbiter with extra weapons, which is always a plus. Looks really cool. And this is probably one of my favorite figures. So yeah, I would, if you could pick them up for a good price, I would go ahead and say, you know, do it. Yeah, so this is my review on the Series 2 Arbiter figure. And I have a bunch of other Halo figure reviews. I'm also doing Star Wars reviews and G.I. Joe reviews, so stay tuned, check out my channel, subscribe, and thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next review.